Alright guys, it's 10:59 a.m. and we are just pulling out of the Penobscot yard.
Well, we need it for the braking power going down the grade.
I think I'm going to the dark side of the fast track.
Are you? Yeah? It's good track, it just gets so dirty here. What? Oh, I can give you a program where you can define a fast track. As we cross Graysdale Avenue and approach Penobscot Yard, watch for the handsome interlocking tower-style building on the running left. Reading and Northern completed this structure in 2006 to serve as a crew quarters and office for the Penobscot Yard. Penobscot was once a bustling yard owned by the Central Railroad of New Jersey. The railroad once had a 16-stall roundhouse, 80-foot turntable, car repair shop, bowling dock, and passenger station at this location.
You can see some Norfolk Southern diesels, well, former Norfolk Southern diesels behind these tank cars. Those are ours. Eventually, hopefully soon, they are going to be repainted and put into service. And I haven't talked about my new full-time job with the railroad a lot yet, guys. And actually, we'll pause that so we can look at these F units. So I was starting to say, I haven't talked a lot about my full-time job with the railroad yet, and I promise I will do that in an upcoming video. But one of the job duties that I'll be performing is doing the graphics for any of the locomotives that get repainted. I'll actually be designing the stencils on the computer and the direct apply vinyl, and I'll actually be doing the cutting and maybe even some of the applying. So stay tuned, it's something I'm really excited about. Russ's announcement about that, but that's a former New Haven Railroad caboose. I gotta come up here to film sometime, guys. I haven't filmed a train from here yet. I'll have to do that and give you a better look at that caboose. Guys, and this is pretty much somewhere around here is the peak of Mount Penobscot. Maybe we haven't quite gotten to it yet. You can feel a little bit of the slowness. Once we pick up pace, it's going to be the diesels basically controlling our descent down Penobscot Mountain. And what I forgot forgot to mention before about the diesels, and not to get upset about it. Historically, diesels have actually been part of the Iron Horse Rambles back in the 60s and 70s, performing functions just like they're doing today. So while this may not be what the rail fans want to see, it's actually, there's a historical precedent for it. So personally, I like these diesels, and I think it adds an interesting element to our trip today. You want to turn around and tell them what you said when I didn't have the camera rolling?
Yes, I made the long-running dam joke that we use on the main line between Reading and Jim Thorpe. And of course, when half the people booed, I said, if you like the jokes, my name is Russ. If you don't like the jokes, my name's Jamie.
We heard a lot of boos, guys, so he thinks his name's Jamie now. What do you think of that?
Hence the booing.
Hence the booing. You're welcome.
I was one of the people who was
Don't tell him, guys, but I have a lot of respect for him, and I know he has a lot of respect for me. But this is how we have fun when we're working together. But don't tell him I said that.
Too late, it's already on film.
Oh, he already put it on film. All right. He's secretly recording me. Know what that kind of television is?
Only when we watched The Price is Right from 1980. That's what the TV looked like.
I know, it took up the whole room.
Yeah, it was a whole piece of furniture in and of itself.
So what we're talking about here, guys, there used to be a factory here that made cathode ray tubes for televisions. That was back when a television was a piece of furniture and took up half the room. But some of our younger guests have never seen those TVs, have you? In his lifetime, they've always been flat and thin and high definition. Curve, we actually got a good look at our fast freight diesels. The SD50-2s leading the way. We pretty much completed our descent up Penobscot Mountain. And now the diesels will lead the way back to Pittston, and then we will cut them off and leave them behind and continue to Tunkhannock. I sure would. That one right there looks pretty good. It's one thing I haven't talked talked about yet today, guys, and that is the temperature. It is hot. We've been in a week-long heat wave here in eastern Pennsylvania. It's been getting into the low to mid 90s every day with very high humidity. Today is the hottest of the days. There's supposed to be some storms coming through tonight to start to cool things down, but I gotta tell you, today it is an endurance contest aboard this train. So far I'm holding up pretty good. I brought a ton of water, but it's the kind of day you have to pace yourself. Guys, that's Phoenix Street in Duryea, and you probably didn't hear Russ, but I didn't even know this. This is our last grade crossing before Main Street in Tunkhannock. I have never ridden north of Pittston, so we are soon, getting a little bit ahead of myself, we're soon going to be pulling into the Pittston station, and in Pittston Yard, that is where we will detach the diesels and continue on our way. But that's rare mileage, guys. Wanted to let 2102 have her say. Guys, I've never been north of Pittston. This is going to be something new for me. It's rare mileage. The railroad operates one weekend a year Santa Claus trains out of Tunkhannock. They actually run from Tunkhannock to Pittston. I haven't done those ones yet, so this is all new to me. It's certainly new for the Iron Horse Rambles in this modern era. And while it's on my mind, I also want to note, guys, you've only seen me ride this route one time, basically between here and Whitehaven. That was the inaugural Pittston trip on May 27th, 2023 from Pittston to Jim Thorpe and back behind the diesel F units. Even though that's the only ride I've filmed, I've actually done this ride dozens of times, working either on the PIJT, which is the Pittston to Jim Thorpe train, and working the December Santa Claus trains out of Pittston. So I'm actually pretty familiar with everything we've done so far. Do need to come back here and film it for you guys, though, I think. Or even better yet, chase it. We've added another siding track since I was last up here. Again, that's to store more rail cars. Our Pittston trips have been incredibly popular. We now have the ability to have even more. Now, nothing's stored up here today. The train you're seeing ahead, that is the OCS, the Office Car Special, basically Andy's private train. And from what I understand, Andy will be getting on board our train here in Pittston and continuing with us to Tunkhannock. Now, technically, I have also been in Pittston Yard actually about halfway through it before. It was another day that I was not able to film. I was job shadowing a freight crew, and that's a whole nother story. It was one of the most wonderful days of my life. I was looking into whether I could go into conductor training, and guys, much as I would have liked to, that is a tough job physically. I have a lot of admiration for what the conductors do. Right now, it's not in the cards for me physically. That was my decision, not the railroads. That's something I am starting to work on, and I hope in the future we'll have better news in that category. But for now, I'm happy to ride, work on the trains, video the trains, do the graphics. Guys, I gotta say this, I never thought I'd hear these words out of my own mouth. I am living the dream. I really am. And I've been having a great time at Reading and Northern Railroad. I do owe you guys a video to catch up on all that stuff. But right now, let's enjoy our time through Pittston Yard. One of our newly acquired box cars, along with one that we've had for a while, and it's gonna take a while, guys. Be patient, but we will get them all painted and get all that ugly graffiti off. Can't wait to see that.
Folks are going to make another brief pause here to allow our diesel helpers to cut away before we proceed to Tunkhannock.